you go. Oh, hi. Oh, and you stretch out.
We had 4 high-risk OBs at the med center that we were working with, as well as keeping in touch with a nephrologist and then, of course, endocrinology.
Mm-hmm. We switched to an endocrinologist that specialized in working with the high-risk pregnancies.
And working with the high-risk pregnancies. So it was actually our wedding anniversary and Ross's birthday, which is January 1st, and I took the test. Well, Ross and I both being visually impaired, you know, it was kind of like, okay, can you see this? You know, what does it look like to you? And he's like, I'm pretty sure it's positive. So we had to call one of my sisters. So we had to take a picture of the pregnancy test and email it to her so that she could see and tell us for sure if what we were seeing was the positive result on that pregnancy test. So yeah, that was kind of funny how we had to take a picture of it.
And then she texted us back saying,
yeah,
congratulations.
Yeah, you're pregnant. So that's kind of what my 9 months looked like, was going to doctor's appointments. Towards the end in my 3rd trimester, we were having twice-a-week appointments, doing ultrasounds, making sure everything was okay with the baby as well as with myself. And that was about 5 in the morning. We get to the hospital. When I got to the hospital, things were kind of starting to go a little awry. He was showing some signs of fetal distress. They didn't think that the baby or myself could really handle a long labor, so we decided to do a cesarean. I remember the doctor making a comment, are you going to talk to us or just give us funny faces? So, you know, I was aware where he was there in the room, and you know, you just kind of, you know, any new parent kind of knows, you know they're there. You sense your child's there in the room with you, and you know, as they were stitching me up, you know, I knew the nurses were over cleaning him up, and I could hear them talking to him, and it was expected that being the diabetic, or a baby of a diabetic mom, there could be some low blood sugars for him, which is just kind of something that happens. Like, no matter how well controlled you can maintain things during your pregnancy, it's just kind of something that's inevitable with the baby. And on top of that, being a cesarean baby, he did have fluid in his lungs, which was common and expected. But within 24 hours, these things were not resolving, the fluid and the low blood sugars, and on top of that, he was symptomatic for what seemed like a pretty severe infection. So, you know, hooked up to, had a lot of IVs, and you know, there was a lot going on that they just really couldn't explain.
Was it the 2nd day or the 3rd day they put the ventilator in?
I think it was the second or 3rd day, but and I didn't even get to, I didn't get to see him for the first 24 hours. And when I did get to see him, you know, he's in a little isolate chamber, and you know, you can't hold your baby, and so that was rough.
So what's happening?
He definitely has resolved these issues, and we always joke that there's nothing wrong with his lungs now, for sure. So he's come through on the other side, and definitely is healthy and growing and strong. People do ask what's the most difficult thing, and honestly, honest to God, the most difficult thing in terms of the visual impairment has been organizing his closet. With everything that I've experienced since becoming visually impaired, is there's usually a solution. You just have to figure it out. You have to problem solve it, and it's usually not terribly difficult.
And you might, a lot of parents will find, and they don't realize it, but a lot of things that they do with their child, they do non-visually, or they could do non-visually, because it just becomes second nature.
Hello. I'm ready. 16 grams.
You know, we always say a blind parent really can't be a lazy parent, because especially when they're mobile, you got to be right on top of them. You got to, you know, I can't look across the room and oh, what are you doing? I have to go check on him and touch him, and you know, that's how we, you know, get that information, as opposed to just looking over.
178 grams.
Mr. Penguin.
I mean, I definitely was comforted by that fact that not only, you know, were these great doctors available, but they were very supportive. You know, no one felt that we had made a mistake. No one was, you know, kind of, oh, just being negative. You know, everybody was so supportive and so positive, and really there on our side, on the sidelines, cheering for us, and, you know, willing to really do whatever needed to be done.